African Caribbean people have made a huge contribution to life in the city of Preston for more than 60 years. But only a small part of these stories has been told at the Aris. Members of the community have been talking about these stories and what can be put on display to tell them. This will make the Aris and the city of Preston a more interesting and welcoming place for everyone to visit in the future. In 1948, the British government called for people from the Caribbean to come and help rebuild Britain after the devastation of World War II. Large numbers of African Caribbean people arrive on ships like the Empire Windrush, leaving jobs and family behind, and paying an equivalent of more than £1,000 for their ticket. The first community member arrived in Preston in the 1950s. They didn't bring much with them, but one item that was packed in many bags was the Dutch pot. Used for cooking meat and vegetables, this pot was as important to the Caribbean kitchen of the day as the chip pan was to the English kitchen. Many wore the patina of age and regular use on the outside with pride. Preston didn't welcome these first community members with open arms. Some pubs and restaurants refused to serve them, and many experienced abuse on a daily basis. 2 sports and social clubs was set up. The Caribbean Club in Kent Street opened in 1972 and was popular with the Dominican community, and Jargos Club opened on Rose Street in 1976 and was popular with the Jamaican community. The clubs had a friendly rivalry, which was played out through their successful and competitive cricket teams, whose matches were watched by hundreds of spectators in Preston parks and throughout the domino matches they played against other towns and cities. In 2012, the community took part in Preston Guild in their own rights. The procession was a recognition of the important contribution of the community to Preston, a tradition that continues to the present day. In that year, Elaine Marshall, affectionately known as Auntie Elaine, became the first member of the community to be made a Guild Burgess. The most visible contribution of the African Caribbean community to Preston is the Caribbean Carnival. This vibrant event brings different island groups together to celebrate their heritage regardless of their carnival traditions, and bring African Caribbean people together with members of the white British community in ways only music, alcohol and dancing can. Preston's first Caribbean Carnival was in 1974 and was for a time the largest such event outside of Notting Hill. It continues to attract large crowds to Preston and engage people of all cultural, racial and ethnic backgrounds. Music is a major part of events and community life. It brings everyone together and makes them feel good. One of the distinctive sounds brought to Preston was the steel pan music, which originally evolved from the percussive music Africans took to the Caribbean. Preston has produced several steel pan groups like the Revival All Steel Band and Steel Connection, and some have toured outside the region. As well as the celebratory stories, it is important that the Aris reflect the more challenging aspect of community life. The Windrush scandal in 2018 saw the government refuse services to citizens of this country who have been invited here and work all their life in Britain. Preston, like many other towns and cities in the UK, has Windrush Group in the community to offer support to those family affected. The Black Lives Matter campaign has also highlighted that there is still major areas of prejudice against African heritage people in the UK. In 2019, the University of Central Lancashire and Preston Black History Group run a project called Black is Beautiful? It explored how racial prejudice has affected the way in which community members see themselves. A series of events invite local people to explore questions about their identity, beauty, and how confident they were in their appearance. The result was an exhibition of images of local women presenting themselves how they wish to be seen, with comments from the discussion highlighting negative views of African heritage beauty, many of which have been internalized by community members themselves. Telling all these stories will embed community identity in the Aris and make it a more welcoming and interesting place for everyone to visit. What are the stories that you would like to see in the Aris?